You know, it's been a while since we had talked about something like this. Over the spring and the summer, it seemed like we were talking about transgender participation in sports almost on a daily basis. It's probably been 2, maybe even 3 months since I have shared a story with you guys like this. And it's not because there is a lack of material. I have passed on dozens of stories just like this one. It's not because topics like this don't perform well analytically. Matter of fact, it's the complete opposite. Some of my most watched videos, the videos that perform the best, are talking about transgender participation in sports. But you know, let's just be real here because this normally only goes one way. We rarely see women trying to compete against men. Most of the time, it's former men trying to compete against women or just outright competing against women. I have probably cost myself hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars over the last few months by refusing to talk about this issue. There's a reason, though, that I've been overlooking these stories. Number one, to be perfectly honest with you, I just got tired of talking about it. I got tired of making the same points over and over and over. And number two, I kind of got frustrated with this, mainly with parents or adults who were personally impacted by it, because there seems to be a simple solution to this problem. There are so many complex issues going on in the world right now where solutions can be kind of difficult to find. I don't think this is one of them. The solution here seems rather simple. As most of you guys know, our high schooler plays flag football and soccer. We go to every game, doesn't matter if it's on the road or at home, we're going to the game. I think we might have missed one game during football season, and that's because it was 2.5 hours away and it was storming outside. We were worried about driving that far and the game just being canceled. Soccer practice starts next week. I think her first game's in January, maybe early February. Typically, we get to her games a few minutes early while the team is warming up. If I walked into the stadium and I saw a gigantic bearded blonde warming up with the opposing team, there is no question as to how I would respond. First, I would see if the coach was going to handle it. If it's clear that the coach is doing nothing about it, if it's clear that the coach is practicing the fine art of inclusion, there's only one thing left for parents to do. I'm taking the kid home. There is no way I am letting a 15-year-old girl compete athletically against high school boys. I don't care if the boy is a freshman. I don't care if he is demanding to be called Tina. I don't care if he thinks he's a harmless Cocker Spaniel and passionately humps your leg when you walk by. When it comes to the teenage girl living in this house and competing athletically, there's only one question that needs to be asked. Was the blonde born with Franken beans? Why, yes, they were. And please use proper pronouns. That blonde is identifying as Beulah and prefers they/them pronouns. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I have absolutely no problem with it. But Beulah ain't competing against Bella. And it's nothing against Beulah. It's all about protecting the child. Luckily, in the area of the country that we live in, I highly doubt we will ever be faced with this problem. If it were to happen, I know for a fact we would not be the only parents refusing to allow their kids to play against Beulah. This seems to be an issue, though, in other parts of the country and in other parts of the world. But finally, a female soccer team over in England, they decided they'd had enough. Finally, a group of women, they're willing to take a stand for themselves. That is what it's going to take to solve this problem. Women are going to need to stand up for themselves. But before we get to what's going on over in England, let's go ahead and get to the sponsor for today's video, my friends over at Hardy Soap. Did you guys know that it's possible that the soap you're using to shower every day could be lowering your testosterone levels? I had no idea that was a possibility, but it is according to the Journal of Endocrinology and Metabolism. Now, I know that's exciting news for those men who are desperately trying to become women. Who would have thought medical assistance wouldn't be required? This whole time, all you had to do was take a shower and voila! That pesky testosterone just disappears. But for the rest of us real men who want to continue being men, low testosterone, that's no bueno, which is one of the many reasons that I have started using Hardy Soap. Sorry, ladies and men aspiring to be ladies, Hardy Soap is specifically designed for men. Hardy Soap contains no parabens and all that other unnecessary shit, which are man-made chemicals that build estrogen while lowering testosterone. Hardy Soap, It contains natural ingredients that are designed to cleanse and hydrate your skin, while also giving you the added benefit of keeping your manhood. Hardy soap. It smells great, it really does. I've been using the bold mint and fresh ocean air. The best part about it is you get high quality soap at a low price. With Christmas coming up, Hardy soap would make a great gift for those men in your family that the media describes as toxically masculine. I have been using Hardy soap for over a month now. This is the only soap that I'll be using going forward. Click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BEHIND20. That's BEHIND20. Receive a 20% discount off your first order with Hardy soap. All right, let me introduce you guys to Francesca Needham. Ooh, sissy. All my single men out there, I'm sure you'll be happy to know I think Fran is single. With Christmas coming up, you could surprise Fran with a nice gift card to Ulta Beauty, the preferred store of Dylan Mulvaney. If you're really looking to make a good impression, I hear testosterone supplements are really popular gifts at Woke Christmas. Fran is a former man who now prefers she/her pronouns. Francesca is also a very talented soccer player. Dominant, very, very dominant when competing against women. Francesca Needham plays for the Ladies or the Rossington Ladies over in England. They compete in an all-female soccer league. Well, at least it used to be all-female. In the name of inclusivity, all birthing persons shall be allowed to compete. My inside sources tell me Leah Thomas could be interested in joining this league. I mean, it's been a while since Leah has played around with a set of soccer balls. But during one of the games this season, Francesca Needham was playing defense, caused a season-ending knee injury to one of the opposing players. Now, just to be clear, this was not intentional. It's just one of the risks women take when competing against players who were formerly masculine. Normal people, we call it risk. Deacons at Woke United Methodist, they prefer to call it equity. The news quickly spread to other teams in the league that Francesca Needham seriously injured another player. As a result, 4 teams in the league, 4 teams are outright refusing to compete against Fran. If the Rotten Ladies are on the schedule, the game is canceled. Due to the backlash and outrage of this injury, Francesca Needham decided that it was best to quit the team. Well, that is outrageous! Soccer should be inclusive! Soccer is for everyone! Yeah, I happen to agree. Soccer should be for everyone. Women should be allowed to compete against other women, while men should be allowed to compete against other men. I know this seems like a difficult concept to understand, but it's really quite simple. I don't know shit about fuck when it comes to this female soccer league over in England, but from what I can tell, I don't think this is a professional league. It appears to be one of those group leagues where adults are just playing for fun, but it kind of takes all the fun out of it when you're at serious risk of being injured. With opposing teams refusing to compete against the Rossington Ladies and Fran subsequently quitting the team, this story has a happy ending, right? Fran goes home, the remaining games on the schedule get to be played, everyone's happy, right? Wrong! Francesca Needham is threatening to file a lawsuit. A lawsuit. Over what? Last I checked, it's not illegal for someone to refuse to compete against you. According to Fran, I am being discriminated against. I was forced to quit my team because the females I aspire to be refused to compete against Super Fran. Yeah, I would imagine so. The last time you competed against them, you damn near took a woman's leg off. These ladies, they're out there to play soccer. They're out there to have fun. They're out there to get some exercise. Leaving the field in an ambulance ain't one of their goals. This situation kind of reminds me of a story from several years ago here in America. I think it was a bakery in Colorado, or maybe it was Washington State. Can't remember. The bakery, it was owned and operated by a Christian family. A couple identifying with the G's came into the bakery looking to order a wedding cake. Hey, my name is Bob. This is my fiance, Rob. We're getting married. Ooga! Can you bake us a nice pink cake with a supersized cucumber as the topping? Yeah, the owners of the bakery said no. The owners of the bakery, they refused to provide the cake. Why? because it was against their Christian beliefs. Have you guys ever seen those signs in restaurants? They say, "We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone." Key word in that statement, right. Restaurant owners, they are well within their rights to refuse service. If I dressed as Chris Cuomo for Halloween, hey, it's me, Chrissy C. If I dressed as Chrissy for Halloween and walked into a five-star restaurant shirtless with a big stiffy in my mouth that chooses to identify as the cigar, you'd think they are allowing me to enter the establishment? Absolutely not. That wouldn't be discrimination, it's just policy. The soon-to-be married Rob and Bob, they didn't understand that concept. They ended up suing this bakery, claiming they were being discriminated against, just like Francesca Needham is threatening to sue, claiming to be discriminated against. I just don't understand it. If I'm not wanted somewhere, I'm not going to sue hoping the legal system forces you to accept me. I'm just going to go look for a place where I'm wanted, where I'm accepted. The thing is, though, this is not about acceptance, it's about compliance. I have no problem with transgender people. I have no problem with transgender people participating in sports. If you want to start a transgender sports league, go for it. But have you ever wondered why they're not doing that? I mean, it seems like a logical solution, right? But they're never going to do it. For starters, they wouldn't have enough participants. Transgender people make up less than 1% of the overall population. And two, this is not about transgender rights. That's just the cause that's being used. This is 100% about changing societal norms. This is about forcing people into compliance. I was on Twitter this morning. Someone had tweeted a banner that they saw hanging in one of the woke cities in America. The banner read, "Transgender liberation can't happen without Palestinian liberation." Clearly these people have no idea about Sharia law. You know how many transgender people are living in countries governed by Sharia law? If I had to guess, it would be none. If they are transgender, they're not publicizing it. Dudes are not walking the streets in Iran wearing high heels and dresses. If they do, it will only happen once. Palestine has absolutely nothing to do with the transgender movement. There's no relation between the two. Deacons at Woke United Methodist, they use these groups to further their own agenda. Cause doesn't matter to them. Climate change, LGBT, Palestine, mythical racism, mythical misogyny. Hell, they complain about misogyny while advocating for men to compete against women. The cause does not matter in their eyes. The ends always justify the means. But give me your thoughts on this. Female soccer players in England, they refused to compete against Francesca Needham. Fran quits the team or was allegedly forced to quit the team, threatens to file a lawsuit. Could we see the same thing happen here in America? Do you think American women will start refusing to compete? If so, do you think that solves the problem or would it just make things worse? I don't know. You let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. I appreciate you guys and your continued support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.